like when you have a big concert coming up with like big solos, do you have certain strategies for dealing with performance anxiety? Like, how does that work for you?
So I think the less value I place on myself as a flute player,
Mhm.
uh, being like the most important thing, I
Yeah,
mean, the less I care about making mistakes,
yeah. Okay.
which seems a little here or there. I for big solos, if I'm
Mm,
playing principal and I have a big solo, if I'm playing piccolo and I have a big solo, I
mm,
do take beta blockers.
mhm,
But I really only use them for those occasions, which is
mhm,
really rare.
mhm,
So I sometimes take them for auditions, just
mhm,
depending. I get way more performance anxiety for an audition than I do
mhm.
for a concert because
Yeah,
concerts for me are fun. That's the best part. That's
yeah,
like you're engaging with other people in an audience in live real time and
yeah.
you're just there to give something to people. And
Mhm.
auditions, yes, you're there to give something to people, but we've put so much pressure on ourselves over time with auditions to say, I need this so that I can live the life I need to live.
Right, right. Yeah.
That it's just a different ball game entirely. And so for me, preparation helps me feel the least amount of nerves possible. If I
Yeah.
know like I'm prepared, I've done the work, I can just go execute now.
Mhm,
That's what works really well for me.
mhm.
Also experience and age have helped a
Eesh.
lot. I
Yeah,
mean, I've performed so many places and just telling myself, like, you've done this a million times.
right.
You've performed all over the world. Your accomplishments, you've accomplished so much.
Yeah,
And I think letting myself kind of lean back into the work that I've already done
yeah,
also really helps to
yeah,
say, like, you're good at this.
yeah.
You wouldn't be here if you weren't good at this.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
that's definitely helped me too.
Well, and that's I mean, I think you're right. Like that's definitely how we should try to approach performances or just any uh pressurized situations. But I think, at least for me personally, whenever like I'm backstage, like getting ready to perform, I feel like the thoughts that go through my head are more like, oh, this is gonna happen, XYZ, I'm gonna like fall flat here, I'm gonna like
Yeah. Oh my
mess up
gosh.
here.
Yeah. Those are so scary. And then that's happened to me in a concert.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna mess this up. And then I do. And I'm like, yeah, see, I
Yeah,
did. And
yeah,
like sometimes that happens,
yeah.
but I will give more credit to like the people around me because of course that my colleagues, I can go to them or like my friends or my therapist, I'll text and be like, yo, I'm really nervous for this. And they're like, they just remind me of the things that I just said.
Right,
Sometimes you
right.
just need to hear it from another person.
Yeah,
And that doesn't make you weak. That
yeah,
makes you
yeah,
human.
yeah.
Like it's okay if you
Exactly.
need those reminders from other people.
Right.
I don't think we should try to do this all by ourselves. And I
Yeah,
don't think, I mean, humans aren't built to be by themselves. We're built to be in packs, in communities, in villages,
mhm.
and it really does take a village
Yeah,
when you're trying to do something as difficult as perform live for an audience.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, again, because I think performing on stage in front of people is like, just regardless of the field you're in, is like one of the most vulnerable things you can place yourself in, because
Absolutely.
it's like you're
Absolutely.
just like, hey, this is
Let me
who I
just bare
am.
my soul to you. Yeah.
Right.
No big deal.
Yeah,
Just my life's
exactly.
work. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's yeah, no, but I think I just love your message about taking yourself as a musician out of the equation and not putting so much weight on that and just saying, hey, like I'm a human being first, and like that's kind of that it's okay for us to have bad days because we're human, like you said. So
Yeah.
I yeah, I think that's really it's really awesome.